and girls, welcome to my player ratings for yesterday's victory against Bournemouth. Back to winning ways, what a lovely feeling. Unbeaten in 17 games. Now I know a lot of people, including myself, were quite worried before this game because Bournemouth have been playing really well this season, and especially at the Vitality Stadium, it's never going to be easy. They were directly below us in the league, and a victory against us would have put them right on our backside. So getting the victory, it was much needed after 3 draws in the league. And of course, if you remember, our last 2 visits to Bournemouth, we lost there last season. And the season before that, we were actually 3-0 down before we brought it back to 3-3. So we had to show a completely different mentality, a completely different mindset, and we had to go out, be professional, and get the job done. And that's exactly what we've done. We have now won as many games away from home this season already as we did in the whole of last season. Be careful what you wish for, they said. Well, I wish to be in the position we're in right now. I know we're not in that top 4, and I know we're not where Manchester City are, but believe me, we're in a better place than we were. The whole club has a feel-good factor. The whole club, feels right again. It just feels like there's a unity again. It feels like the players, the management, the fans, everybody is buying into the same ideas. And that's exactly what we've wanted all along, and that's exactly what we've been asking for. And now we're getting it. It's time to start stepping it up and taking it up a level. Unai Emery's going to need more transfer windows. He needs January. He needs the summer. Then I feel you can start to gauge where we're starting to move. He's going to shift out the players he's had a look at and thought, okay, I've given you a chance, but not for me. Likes of Arian, Ramsey, for example. And then he's going to bring in his own players, his own personality, to bring his own identity onto Arsenal Football Club. And like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the future. And I'm really happy with the way things are going right now. So there we go. Can't really moan. That's a first for me, innit? But yeah, with that said, I'm going to go and get into the player ratings. And first of all, we're going to start off in goal, and that's Leno. And I'll tell you something, this guy is looking an absolute bargain right now. Again, saves yesterday, kept us in the game at certain points. The last 5 minutes, he made a couple of crucial saves. He's commanding. He brings an assurancy to the back line. The fans are not nervous with him in goal. And I'm really, really happy. And like I said, I think it's looking a bit of a bargain. So for yesterday's performance, I'm going to give Leno an 8. Going to move into the defensive area. And of course, we went 3 at the back yesterday. So that's how I'm going to mark this. First of all, we're going to go with Rob Holding. Looked a little shaky at times. Got forward a lot more yesterday. I think that was, the system we played. It gave him that bit of license. But he could do better, but it wasn't overly bad. But for yesterday's performance, I'll give Rob Holding a 6. Next position we're going to go with is Mustafi. Again, a player that just frustrates the life out of me at times. There was the tackle he made on the edge of the box with the last kick of the game. And I'll tell you something, if Bournemouth would have scored from that, there would have been absolute uproar. Why is he sliding in all the time? But listen, it wasn't that bad, but there was just still some of those moments where you just, going, oh, what is he doing? But for yesterday's performance, I'll give Mustafi a 6 as well. Next position, we're going to go with Socrates. And I actually think he was the best out of the 3. In that last 5 minutes or so when we was able to throw everything at it, he literally was throwing everything at it, putting his body on the line. I thought it was a decent performance from him yesterday, especially given the fact that he hasn't played a lot of football in the Premier League recently, and he's been trying to work his way back to fitness and get back into the side. So yeah, decent performance, and I'll give Socrates a 7. Going to move into the next position, and that's the wing backs. First of all, we're going to go with Hector Bellerin. Another decent performance from him. Getting up and down, working hard, putting crosses in. Defensively, looked a bit better yesterday. Dealt with what Bournemouth had to offer, and yeah, decent performance. So for that, I'll give Hector Bellerin a 7. Going to move into the next wing-back role, and that was Kolasinac, and I think it's very clear that the guy is better as a wing-back than he is as a full-back. And thought he had a good performance yesterday, really good. Got down that left-hand side really well. It was his cross for the first goal, and it was his cross for Aubameyang's goal. So, yeah, you could say that he did what he had to do. So for that reason, I'm going to give Kolasinac a 7.5. I'm going to move into the midfield area. First of all, we're going to go with Alex Iwobi. Worked really hard. A little frustrated that he didn't get a shot away at the end of the first half, gave the ball away, but I'm not going to blame him for the goal. You know, Bournemouth had to get from our goal all the way down to, you know, the other end, and, you know, there's a lot of other people that should be looked at before Alex Iwobi. But yeah, like I said, he never really created a lot, never really got into, you know, the heart of the Bournemouth defence, but he worked really hard and he really tried. But for yesterday's performance, I'm going to give Iwobi a 6. Going to move into the next position, and that's Henrik Mkhitaryan. An awful performance. I don't know what is going on with this guy, but it was not good. It really, really was not good, and very disappointed, and yeah, not acceptable, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, just was not good yesterday. Really was not good, and I can't really say no more than that, to be quite honest with you. For yesterday's performance, I'm going to give Mkhitaryan a 4. Going to move into the other two in the central of midfield. First of all, Lucas Torreira, man of the match, worked his absolute balls off, and another solid performance. I think you see just how important he is to the team with the fact that when he came off, we looked on the ropes. A lot of people were questioning why Emery took him off. Well, as it transpires, he actually asked to come off because he was feeling really tired. And you've got to remember, he played both games for Uruguay in the international break and everything else. He didn't actually get back till Thursday, so as a precaution, had to take him off. And luckily, we rode out those last 5 minutes or so and we got the victory. But for yesterday's performance, I'm going to give Torreira a 9. Alongside, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. Very, very composed performance. Captain for the day. Worked really hard. Brilliant ball into Kolasinac to lay it back for Aubameyang for the goal. And like I said, worked really hard, really industrious, spraying the ball around, compliments Torreira perfectly. Very good performance from Granit Xhaka yesterday, and I'm going to give him an 8. Going to move into the striker role, and that's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And a lot of people were saying that he wasn't doing a lot in the game, but Unai Emery's come out and said that he was brilliant for what we needed. He was working for the team. He was having to sacrifice his own game to try and do what he had to do and what the manager asked him to do. And yeah, I like that. Really like that. And the fact that he scores the winning goal. That's his 20th goal already in 31 appearances for the club. He's in double figures for the season already. He's joint top goal scorer in the Premier League with Sergio Aguero. He's the fastest ever Arsenal player to reach 20 goals, ahead of Thierry Henry, ahead of Ian Wright. Both of them took 40 games to get to that mark. So he's in good company and then some. But yeah, he got the winning goal, worked hard for the team. So I'm going to give Aubameyang an 8 for yesterday. Substitutes. Do you know what? We didn't really make any substitutes till late in the game yesterday. That was very unlike Emery. It was very Arsenal-like in many respects. But I don't really think that the substitutions, you know, had that much of a bearing on the game. So I'm not going to mark them. I'm going to go into the manager's rating, and I'm going to give Unai Emery an 8. Simple reason being, he had the balls to change things around. He knew that the game was going to be tough and physical, and he put Ozil on the bench. I said in my interview with AFTV afterwards that I felt Emery was watching how the game panned out. And if it was going to the way that Ozil plays, he will bring him on. If it ain't, he will keep him on the bench. And, you know, he's not scared of making those decisions. He changed the tactics to suit the occasion. And that's what we've been crying out for a long time. So yeah, and we got the victory. So that's what's important. So like I said, I'm going to give Emery an 8. So there we have it. That is my player ratings for the game against Bournemouth. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Keep an eye out for the preview for the Vorskla game in Ukraine, the matchday vlog when I go out to Ukraine on Thursday, and then the player ratings on Friday. And then we've got the small matter of Spurs. I can't wait. Until then, I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.